The government found the village and raided it, and took the technology away from Kazai. Kazai had already escaped to a mountain. She called it Mount Cangong Sheikaku and kidnapped others to make them work for her. Stonehaven was made, and Kazai had her first child named Kaishuko. From days on, the captives work endlessly for hours on end building Stonehaven and beds, tools. They planted cherry blossoms everywhere in the snow. Blizzards happened a lot on the mountain. A lot of captives would die from frostbite. Some get harvested for their organs if they don't listen. Nights passed, and Stonehaven was big and grand. Kazai wanted more and more. She built a tower with a blue core on top. It was extremely tall. Maybe too tall. She found an odd place on the way up, a lake with blood and a giant heart inside the waterfall, that was beating loudly. She was fascinated by it and wanted to make more like it. She began testing on her captives. Some explode, some just died, most of them got sick. She acknowledged this. She thought it will not work. She had gone down the tower for a new idea. She started to make long bridge. The stairways were made, a very long and tedious path, with some buildings built into it for the captives to live in. The bridge was very steep and was easy to fall off from. It did not help that it snows constantly, which made ice formed on the floor. It was extremely slippery. It just takes 50 minutes to get to Stowe. Stowe was a platform built with a couple of buildings and built as a test site for Kazai's captives, and armor was forged there, like the sea breeze. The sea breeze was a helmet that grants water breathing. It was actually pretty useless. All lakes and seas were frozen and didn't help the fact the user would died from frostbite. Kazai tried a lot more ideas, like making roads for the new invention. A cob, it was a moving vehicle made of wool and wood, coal, glass and metal. It was warm inside and fast enough to make the walk back just 5 minutes long. At dawn, Kai explores Stonehaven. She was not allowed to leave Stonehaven. Nights and days passed. The townsfolk spread rumors of a skeleton that was hunting down them. It turned out to be fake and just a tale to keep the young from exploring. On the Red Moon Festival, they ate rich fruits and lit up lanterns to throw in the sky. It was a time of hope and joy until Kazai gets sick with the happiness and curses those who had hope and joy in tales, to make them fear from having fun at all. She hired a trainer to make samurais. Samurais were made for testing. She infused them with the blood from Blood Lake and it affected them badly. Their legs busted open to reveal bone that was turning into blades. They all turned rouge and started to kill others. Kazai threw them in the mineshaft. They were doomed to wander the depths, now known as slashers. After a few years later, it became unbearable to live outside the mountain, so the captives built structures underground and work was way easier. Kazai made her own lab, which she spent most of her time in making and testing things, and had gone insane and spent 24/7 in her laboratory doing experiments on weak captives. She had made a warp, which could take her to the second realm. She went in and found Pansvarad. She had pulled him into the first realm, and he was a lot more tame and calm but could get angry easily. She was drunk at the time and let him wander free. She had stumbled across a strange gate to a huge structure with 5 seals on it. She didn't knew what it mean and tried everything to get it open but eventually gave up. At night Kai would sneak out and explore Stonehaven and the mines, which were easy to get lost in, but Kai been doing for 2 years and knew where to go. She stumbled across the gate. She brought her journal, and wrote the symbols down. She had talked to Pansvarad a lot and they became friends. But she didn't visit him often. Pansvarad also had a grudge against the great lords that Kai and Kazai didn't know about. He was damned to be infused